to inspire, to unite, bringing you the truth, shining ever so bright. Join the discussion, be a part of the crew. Every single episode, something fresh and new. From the first bite to the last, we're serving up the best, putting every theory to the ultimate test. So leaning close, don't miss a single beat. The Lunch Hour Podcast can't be beat. Lunch Hour Podcast.
I be getting it so close.
You so close. You're almost there. Like 2.5.
One day.
2 seconds behind.
One day I'm gonna get it.
2 seconds behind. First of all, what's up? Welcome to the Lunch Hour Podcast. I'm LaToya, the hostess with the mostest. So glad for you to join us today. I am excited because Extracted episode 5 was stressful.
It's your boy Paul, and when I tell you, this is how good this show is. Olivia is rushing out of her room to say, "Daddy, it's almost 7 o'clock. Let's go."
Hey, listen.
My 11-year-old is fully invested for Monday night at 7 o'clock.
I have to put the little down. But when it's one of those shows now that, you know, how there's certain shows where you got to be like fed and showered and settled for the evening.
Hey, Jess.
What's up, Jess? When I tell you, I stress ate half a pint of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream watching yesterday's episode.
Episode 5 had me on the edge of my seat, on my toes, because I was just like, no way this is happening right now. Like, episode 5, like I thought episode 4 put me through it.
No, I don't know how much more I can take.
Like I got a pacemaker, friend. Like I got medical conditions that I gotta look out for. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna do this to me?
Yo, it was so stressful. Like watching yesterday's episode.
Liz has a question about your voice, because I'm pretty sure that's why she said "ma'am" on TikTok.
Oh, so okay. I'm not
address it before we move forward.
Oh, okay. Yes. I at a couple times a year, when the weather just starts to get really wonky, I just have usually issues with upper respiratory issues, and I am addressing them as best as I possibly can. I think last year it happened in the fall too, but remember, I think I had gotten my voice back enough to get through the show. But yeah, I was steaming right before the show. Like, I'm doing all the things, y'all. So
this is what you get today, though.
I may sound like I smoke a couple packs a week. But bear with me. Bear with me.
I don't know how to say who this person is, but they're saying that your raspy voice is a moment. So
not a moment.
They like it. So
well, I appreciate that. That's very much.
They like it.
I appreciate that. Hopefully it won't last as long. It adds character. You know,
it builds levels to the show.
Yeah, it's character. You know what I'm saying?
We had a jazz singer on deck. Ha!
Shibbity-ba-da-ba-bee. Okay, listen. Archangel said I definitely have the smoking voice.
She smokes like a carton a day.
Listen, definitely not. We're gonna hop in. We have a special guest who's gonna be joining us shortly. I'm so excited for the special guest, especially
after what happened yesterday.
After episode 5,
you couldn't just. You could do this up better.
Our guest today, we got all the questions for him.
The trajectory of what happened last night to coming into today's show couldn't have just aligned any better.
And we're going to talk about the episode, and then we're going to do our power rankings, and then we're going to bring on our guest because we have so many questions. But I will tell you this. For those of you guys who don't know, actually, let me recap. Well, there's a couple things. Number one, if you're watching this on our personal Facebook pages, we got put in Facebook jail on our Lunchbox Facebook account. So we're actually even entertaining if we're going to continue to go live on Facebook at all. We may just stick to YouTube and TikTok because like our infraction was so silly. We got an infraction because I shared the video of the curler doing the 360.
A trick shot.
that trick shot. We got dinged for that, which I thought was so whack. And they basically dinged us for it, and we're in Facebook jail for at least
We
the next.
can't. We've been basically in Facebook jail since yesterday, since the live went off. It got pretty much when it got cut off. From that point, I'm gonna assume that's when we got put in Facebook jail. So at some point today, we should have access again to post. We're not sure. We're gonna play around with it and see. But as of right now, we have absolutely zero access to post or go live on our lunch hour Facebook page. That infraction. But it's okay. We still got the YouTube and we still got TikTok.
We still gonna roll, and we're on our personal pages.
Yeah.
So for those of you all don't know, I'm gonna give you a very brief rundown because we have so much to get into today. For those of you all don't know, we're talking about Extracted. Comes on Fox on Mondays.
Episode 5.
Mike, you supposed to be working.
Not your husband out here just throwing shots randomly.
Sir, he's probably on his lunch break. We are
But still, though, he be just coming in random with these shots.
That's why I be trying to tell people.
He goes delinquents.
I be trying to tell y'all. People be thinking I'm the problem. I'm not the problem.
It wasn't me this time.
Mike Jones. People like, I was like, don't let his quietness fool you.
LaToya is not the instigator. That is definitely Mike.
I'm not. He is 100% the instigator.
And it's like I could just see him in the break room, just like
he's probably in his car right now eating lunch,
just talking crap.
Like why? Like he probably on his lunch break harassing us. Delinquents, bro. That's so. You come in once every 2 weeks just to troll us.
Just stir the pot. That's your husband.
Like I was saying. No, Jess, don't give him no shout out. He talking about Mama Snap. I can't.
That's your husband of 17
I love him.
years.
Listen.
17 years.
17, going on 18.
Praise the Lamb.
Listen, we've been together for 20 years. We've basically been together almost half our lives. It's been a minute. But so here's the deal. Extracted. Here's how it all goes. They take amateur survivalists and put them outside and in the wilderness, and then they have 2 partners.
Yes.
And then they go in. Mike, he's in rare form today. And then they have their team in HQ. And the whole objective, a lot of the gameplay is basically happening in headquarters, while the survivalists are outside surviving. Like
that's
I don't
listen.
And the only way that you can get out of the survival is if your team hits the extracted button
Upon your request.
Well, technically,
upon the survivalist request.
If they want to press it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't mention that I want to get out and you push that button, as that little car pulling up to pick you up, I'm swinging.
Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, you can request it, but HQ has the power to deny said request.
Right. I'm saying the chances of the HQ pulling it without the survivalists.
Oh, if HQ pulls the plug without the survivalists, you catching hands after that helicopter. We're fighting. Like
we're not even making to the hotel before you get a hand on you.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a quiet ride back to the hotel.
Everybody sit in the front.
Yeah,
don't talk to me.
You go sit. I'm sitting in the front. Y'all 2 can sit in the back.
Talk to yourselves. Don't talk to me.
Yo, like, thank you, Archangel. He said, congrats.
Why is your husband out here just talking noise right now?
I don't know. He's being so delinquent. We're just gonna gray hairs. I have them from him.
I got them from Olivia.
I told him we in this like Flynn, honey. I ain't never leaving.
Good and bad water. We still here.
Right. Forever. Like, what is it? Sandlot. Forever.
All
right. So
episode 5 started off hot.
Listen, let me tell you something. So they come out the gate. Okay.
Survival.
Eric is gone now. Right?
Bless his heart. He didn't make it. I knew he wasn't gonna make it.
You called it.
I knew he wasn't gonna make it. I knew it.
He called it. And so, now they're just hanging out. And, they start the episode with a temptation.
It was a heavy temptation.
Let me tell you something. I ain't never wanted a
Because I
steak.
think it was what they was on 10. They was 10 days in
There
by the
was
time
10,
this
10
happened.
days. Yeah, so
So
they're almost
almost 2
in.
weeks.
Yeah. And some of them, all they've had is a potato, depending
On
on
what
which potato
you
you
had
got.
a little fingerling or a little sweet, big old sweet potato.
You don't, right? So you go in and then, so I thought it was very interesting, right? Because they've got to pick the rankings. That to me is probably the most stressful thing is when they have to all get in a line. Because I feel like, and then they give them 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's not enough time.
I think this one wasn't as hard to rank. And then, because again, Doug and his boys said, we'll go last.
I
Right?
know, yeah.
But then it's just like knowing that they still had to get the other 7 in order and hoping that you could trust everybody, the other 7 in front of you, to keep it in check.
Oh my God.
You're hoping that your survivalists could be
Listen,
trustworthy.
Because you're hungry.
That's a hard trust.
You're hungry.
And some of these people haven't eaten in days.
That steak looked superb. Unfortunately, I feel like Amy got the best end of the stick because it was still hot.
And she got a good little piece. She was smart, though, to go from the top. Listen, that's a weird way to cut a steak.
The Texan in me was stressed.
Because I'm like, I know they didn't teach you that.
Amy, you know, as a fellow Texan, nobody cut no steak like that. I was stressed. But nonetheless, at least.
Listen, they didn't try and cool it, nothing. They went and cut that steak and just went, I'm going into town. Fingers and everything.
Yo, some of them hit the. Listen.
But the way Amy cut that steak the first, I was like, you know what? As weird as that look, that's probably not the dumbest way to get as much out of the steak as possible.
No, I thought it was a smooth move. The Texan in me was stressed with how she cut it.
Listen, why are you cutting that thing long ways?
I was so stressed with how she cut it. I think the other thing with the steak, I feel like everybody did well.
Polly got a big chunk. Polly got probably the biggest piece out of everybody. Polly said, I'm going to just get this right here. When she got that chunk and she said that, she's like, I ain't ate in so long.
Listen, I don't know how it would be hard. Like, I know it would be like the butthole thing to do to take like.
Listen, I would have been tempted.
I'd be real tempted. Like particularly when I think about the guys, right? And it's no shade, not saying the girls don't need as much, but when I think about Roman, who's still very young, who's like, I think about how much.
What with that mindset, like, I'm taking all of this.
Well, it's not even the mindset. It's just he's a growing boy. Like, he's still young. Like, I think about how much my 5-year-old eats.
Oh, Mikey would have tore that thing up.
If he ate steak.
He liked steak. If it was a bucket of rice-a-roni,
hey,
it would have been gone.
Hey, listen. So you got that piece of the puzzle, right? So I felt like everybody did exceptionally well.
I feel bad for Doug, though.
I wanted Doug. I know I wanted Doug to eat the whole thing.
I wanted to be like, and this is what tripped me out. I laughed so hard when because this is the thing, you see how the steak is cut, right?
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't take a fat for the top part of it. And he just went from left to right, said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, sir, there's 6, 7. Because there's 6, 7. Because the top of the steak was cut from Amy and I think Roman. And so in my mind, I'm like,
but he don't know what order he is.
Right. But I was like, how he got to 5 though? I'm like, that's pretty smart.
Well, he's probably
the top part.
You're probably taking into account maybe I'm middle of the pack.
And again, he's counting 5 and and I guess because he doesn't know what number he's in.
Yeah.
Not knowing that Polly took a gigantic piece.
Polly wearing in that mug. So
you know
Jess said she said her kiddo would have tore that steak up. I mean, that thing looked.
It was cooked to perfection.
It was like perfectly medium with butter on top.
Like the crust on it was just
like
that's what you go to a steakhouse.
It was a good cut too, right? Like,
listen, chef.
Right, I don't know if I would have had the chill. I might. I
Like
probably would have.
if I would have got a piece like how Roman got that little sliver, right? Or even how Luke got that little sliver, I would have ate that and I'm like the same thought that RJ was thinking when he sat there after he ate his little cut. It's like, should I go in for another cut? I'm like, damn, because this thing looked nice.
I personally,
I would have struggled. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I would have. I would have been done. I would have been undone because I love. First of all, I love steak.
That was a good cut.
It was a great cut. It had a great sear.
And it looked like it tastes delicious.
It looked
And
superb.
again, they have, and for the ones that had the birds, they cooked their birds. They bird wasn't seasoned like this cut of steak was probably
No, that
seasoned.
what I know
You
that
know what I'm
bird didn't
saying?
taste like. I know that bird did not taste like that thing. So you have this right. So they go through. They eat the steak. Okay.
Everybody get a little piece of meat.
Everybody gets a little
Survives.
piece of meat.
Put
All
something in your
is
stomach.
all is well in the world. And then what happens is they toss in a little thing that says, "Hey,
Sage catches something from the corner of his eye.
this is
Said, hey, there's a
a
power
power
card
card."
somewhere in headquarters hidden.
Let me tell you something.
That power card got them people ripping and rambling through everything.
That's probably the first episode I did see people eating cereal. They eat cereal every episode. I don't know what extracted cereal budget is, but I feel like
They can open more than one box.
Yeah. I feel like somebody's always sitting at the table with a bowl or something. It's probably the first episode they weren't sitting there eating. Like, so to be able to go in and they now have, and so the girls find it, right? Katie's crew finds it.
Yeah.
Cool. No issue. Here's where it gets crazy. Well, first of all, like they played it off like they didn't have it. Everybody, just stop.
We saw you.
Just stop.
Everybody
Like,
saw you.
we know you took it.
Carly and Emily, we saw you.
Like, I just wish they would have just been like, all right, like, yeah, we got it. Do you know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
tried to lie so hard, but sucked so bad at it.
yeah, they're not great liars at all. Like, I just want to be like, yes, but we can't say what it is. That's just basically what
Like
I
how
would've said.
Lynn did when she got hers for Roman. Like when
Yeah.
I think it was either Dayton asked her like, "Hey, what is it?" Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I'm not allowed to talk about it. I just would have left it at that. Now, here's where it is, because I'm itching to get to our guest. Because so many questions. So many questions.
Carly and Emily choices.
They
Because again, they were all watching still, right? It was like an hour or two after, or at least what it seemed like. I don't know how long it was.
we don't know
since
how
Survivor.
timing, yeah.
But they're watching their people like they normally do, and then they get this little message on the bottom of their screen, or personal just to them, to
Yeah.
go back
Go
to the
back
supply
to the room.
crate.
Yep.
And they go over there and they get these instructions. These instructions that they got are very important because how you handle these steps determines how the rest of your game is going to end.
Listen, so they got a sleeping bag, and then they could take an item
From one,
and give it to another.
and then just simply take an item from
From
another
someone.
contestant, just period. Again, these are very two big moves because you giving your survivalist whatever she wants.
I had
It's
no
not a
qualms
factor.
about it. Yeah, that was easy.
But them next two choices, you had to think about this and you had to make a very educated and intelligent decision.
I won't say educated or intelligent. I will say
It wasn't a good move.
it wasn't the strongest move from a social play. But at the same time, like we even seen last week on Amy's live with Luke and his brothers, some people aren't interested in the social game. They're going to play what's best for their player.
And they said they want to be painted as a villain.
And we knew he wanted to. Luke's team made it very clear they wanted to be painted. I just think like from that particular perspective, do I think they intentionally blew up their social game? No.
They weren't smart about it.
Now I think there could have been enough ways where they could have made a power move. You could have made
not backfire
and not like you put a huge like because Katie was kind of coasting.
We established last week that Katie is probably the least looked at contested right now as far as nobody's like jumping at her, but at the same time we're watching you, but
She's consistently consistent,
she's in the
right?
shadow. Like nobody's like on her now.
Now, now. Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. They're coming for Katie. It's without question.
She has a flag over her head. Like there's a
Oh yeah,
cloud now.
no, there's not a question. And not to mention when they took Polly's blanket, Molly and Bailey.
We're ready to throw hands with Carly and Emily.
Let me tell you who I don't want to catch on the streets.
Molly. I don't want to catch Molly.
I don't want no smoke from Molly. Molly.
I don't want it.
Listen,
I don't want it. And she got twin powers. So it's like I feel like she's extra stronger.
Activating twin powers.
I just feel like it gets worse over time.
I was like,
she was hot. Because
she was living.
When the first time with the whole Jessica Rae situation, right?
Yep.
Molly was already upset with that, like seeing her.
Oh yeah.
How the karma came back for Jessica Rae and how excited Molly was. I'm like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Now, Katie, your sisters have crossed the line. And you can't unring this bell.
No, yeah. That's probably the hardest part. Is because you're in.
We all don't like. I like you. Like I don't have no beef with Katie. Emily and Carly.
They just blew up they blew up their social game. With 8 players still in, like, so only 3 have been eliminated.
Right.
You have 8 players still left in the game. I feel like it's too early for that hard of a gameplay. I feel like
it was too hard to be that manipulative. It was too soon for me.
I think had they played it, I would have left Molly alone. I would have went after Luke because Luke is the front runner in my opinion right now.
I think Molly is still as strong as she is as a competitor. She has no fire, and the fishing line she does have, she doesn't know how to catch fish yet.
I would have took the fishing line.
But it's like she's not a threat because again, she's real skinny. And this is no disrespect to Polly. I still think you're strong up to last night. Yeah. I still, but like Luke, I would have took either fire or a blanket from Luke.
I would have taken something from Luke. And then I would have, and I know they have an alliance with Doug's boys, right?
And so I would have taken the fishing line from Roman instead of the fire.
Or I would have taken, no, listen.
Instead of the blanket.
No, but everybody knows Polly has fishing. And she's not using it. So I take fishing. They could have took the fishing and gave that to Doug. Then that would have been one move that I don't think anybody would have been too mad about. The second move is I absolutely would have taken something from Luke. Because at the end of the day, you could say that Polly's your biggest competitor. But if Luke is the front runner,
I'm taking him out first.
Well, I mean, my power rankings are 100% changing after.
I'm listen. But the way that they moved, the way that they made the decision, it didn't make sense. I get what you're trying to do. I know you're saying that Polly is your strongest competitor.
Yeah.
However, Polly isn't as big as a threat as Luke is in a sense of how they are building their shelters, how they're able to maneuver and stuff like that. Yep. Like Luke has a lot more than Polly does.
Yep.
And the fact that Polly was able to still survive with less, imagine if you take something worthwhile away from Luke and how much that drastically hurts Luke.
No, yeah, it was crazy. I personally just didn't.
And now you got Doug.
Doug is
not only with a blanket, now he got a brand new sleeping bag.
Now Doug is comfortable. Listen.
He has no idea what took place. All he knows is he just got a sleeping bag. And this boy is like, oh, I'm about to sleep real good tonight.
I'm not mad. I just feel like how everything shook it down. I just think it wasn't smart social play for Katie's team.
I don't think it's not gonna play out the way they think it. Now this is, like I said, off show. I promise you, if Polly and Roman outlast Katie, I'm Katie, I'm having to fight my sisters.
Look, okay, here's the deal. We're about to do power rankings because then we're gonna bring on our special guest because this one. Okay.
This one's different.
So I'm trying
Are you ready?
Hold on. Let me see if I can make it just a bit bigger. Can I make it? Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right, you ready?
So here, oh yeah, there we go. All right, yeah, we're gonna. So I listen, we're gonna talk through some of this, but like as you guys are going, for those of you all who are watching the show in the chat as we're moving, I want to know who your 1 is, who your 2 is, who your 3 is in the chat. Because when I tell you, some things are a moving. For me for sure. Um, yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna get interesting. Ooh.
Ooh, this is hard.
Listen, it's always the middle of the pack, right? Like it's
As much as it's gonna hurt, Polly has to go down
yeah,
dramatically.
yeah. Polly's rankings have definitely dropped a little bit. I still kind of feel like I've got Amy's still pretty solid. I'm kind
I
of.
think this is where I'm at.
Oh, I'm hold on. I feel. Oh man. Okay, where am I gonna? Oof. Well, Summer still has fire. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I like. Oh man. Okay, I wasn't even looking at yours. Okay, so we
So
almost
everything
landed.
it's just like
I
last
wasn't
week.
even
2
looking at
people.
yours.
Yeah.
I was only focused on mine.
So I got Luke. We both got Luke, Doug,
Yep.
Amy, and Katie ranked the same.
Yep.
And we got Summer and Roman flip flopped, but
Yeah.
Polly and RJ stayed. Or Polly went from 2nd down to 7th, and RJ stayed at 8th.
No disrespect, RJ. Nothing. It's just nothing changed about his game particularly.
Nothing moved the needle for him, but he could still listen. A lot can change in a week.
Honestly, low key, if I could do 2 number 5s, Roman and Summer would be both number 5. I think they're just a toss up personally, because Summer has grit and Summer has fire, but Roman
Polly losing everything basically.
Yeah, it's probably the first time. Episode 5 was the first time I felt like I saw a chink in Polly's armor. Like that was probably the first time I saw the chink in her.
Literally, Doug and Polly swap places.
Literally, like in one episode. Like I saw
it's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, I'm so stressed.
From week 4 to week 5, a lot has damaged what it is.
Oh no, it is. It's a lot. So here's the deal. We're not gonna keep you guys waiting. We have another guest for today. I promise you. This guy here, he was a front runner for us at the very beginning of the episodes. Yeah, and then we were like, oh no, what happened?
He got lost in the woods,
got lost a little lost in the sauce. We was worried.
And then your boy came through. His kid came in clutch.
Hey, listen, nothing like an extra blanket that'll keep you popping. It put a little pep in your step. You know what I'm saying?
His boys came in at the right time. Just trying to behave. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Week 3, this man's kids, I wanted to fight them. I still got a little beef.
Listen, however, we gonna fight for our dad, bro. I'm a daddy's girl, so you better believe I'm gonna chop somebody down.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this man is living it up right now as best as he can, and like
he's 5-starring right now.
How can you be mad at the man? It's not even like he is just trying to make it to the next day.
I listen. I think it's needless to say, if you guys have not figured it out, this man in our power rankings has jumped from number 7 to number 2 as like basically a contender, as a finalist on Extracted. So without further ado, we want to introduce you all to Doug. Shout out to Doug on the show. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dougie Fresh in the house.
Well, you clean shaven and all that.
You look smooth out here.
LaToya, I got to look good for y'all now.
Listen, let me tell you the level of stress after last night's episode. Like, first of all, we're gonna talk through probably we got lots of questions for you. But like
Yes,
after
sir.
last night's episode, I was like, oh Doug back. He
Yeah.
back. Because you were one of our top 4 runners, like the first
Off the
episode.
first episode.
After the first episode, I was
I
like,
like it.
oh man, Doug and Polly, listen, they got experience, they got wisdom. Like you were a front runner. We got a little nervous towards the middle. Then you got that second blanket, and we was like, oh
Look,
snap.
Listen, when you got lost in the woods overnight and you ran out of light, we were like, this is not gonna end well for Doug.
No, I was
But
nervous.
somehow you gritted it out. You made it through the night. You went back to camp, and then I feel like after that point, it was just like it was a slow climb, but it was just like, oh my god,
They
I
made
think
it.
Doug is back.
Hey, let me tell you.
Hey, the struggle was real. Let me tell you.
Listen, you know what? I'll tell you what. I do say you had to have a level of grit to get in there and paddle that
Oof.
daggum thing in that water. Because I know that water was frigid.
That water was so cold, but I'm telling you, Katie was an absolute joy to partner up with. And they don't show this on that episode. Well, we're hiking miles to every extraction point. Or
That's
every
what they
crop.
keep saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's this guy right here. He ain't built for hiking. Okay, I'm built for couch surfing, I'd say. But
Right.
no, what's funny is I kept, my really only true interaction to this point of the raft challenge was meeting RJ.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's one thing I want to throw out there is, we kind of connect. He's from Texas, North Carolina, and I'm like, they didn't air this, but I'm like, hey, so are you a Hook 'em Horns? Are you A&M? What's up? He's like, oh no, man, I'm really into I'm Oklahoma football fan. Well, I'm a big Michigan guy. I cut that conversation down because the Saturday before I met RJ, Oklahoma beat Michigan in week 2.
Oh, so it was beef off site.
Yeah, no, like the
We
conversation's done.
cannot be friends anymore. It's over. You brought up college football.
We're enemies at this point.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no,
But,
that's
so
crazy.
my concern there was that's the only other survivalist I had contacted with. And so in my head, and I think I told the boys this, I'm thinking, do not pair me up with somebody my size or bigger for this raft challenge because that ain't going to work well. And
I got a question with your raft.
Yeah.
Between y'all's raft and Amy and Roman's, I have questions because Amy and Roman's, I don't even want to consider that a raft. I don't know what you call that.
Oh.
But with you guys, why were the jugs not in the water?
It was reversed.
Okay. That water was cold. I mean, colder than cold. And so, and every time they don't show this, but every time we put the blue buckets or the blue buoyancy tubes in the water, they'd start floating away.
Oh,
You would actually have to fit, Luke and Polly did it right. Luke and Polly built their raft. They just bit the bullet, jumped in and built it in the water.
Right.
Katie and I did not. And so when we built it, the goal, I got a pontoon boat. My goal was to just flip it over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And sail this thing to the promised land.
Right.
Let me tell you something. They didn't show this, and I'm thankful they didn't show it because the old man standing in his boxers trying to turn this raft over was not a pretty sight. We tried to flip it over, and finally I just said, "Hey, there's 3 other teams in the water.
Yeah.
Only Roman and Amy were kind of to our left. That's the only other team that we could see not in the water." And I said, "Katie, we got to go. Let's just throw this out there and see what happens."
Listen.
I got to give you credit for flapping them lips.
Yo, listen, the Dougie paddle did what it was supposed to do because y'all was rolling.
Yeah.
Like I want to kind of go back. So, up until you guys had no interaction. So I always like to understand, like at the very first day, like you're now in this, like you've landed. At what point, maybe within the first 24 hours, were you like, what was I thinking? Or were you like, yo, I'm good. I'm still good.
I would say, first of all, they drop you off and it's a hike just to find your campsite. And there's nobody holding my hand, show me how to go there, like go down here. And each campsite has a man, a wilderness made stick that has a color to it.
Yeah.
And they said, your campsite is red. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
But I'm the most furthest down the line.
Yeah.
I was at the bottom of the lake. And so I'm exhausted at that point. So LaToya, to answer your question, I think it was in somewhere around maybe the next morning. So I think I say I was dropped off in the wilderness. Certainly the top 3. I contend that I was the first wilderness person out there.
Yeah.
Because of timing and stuff when
Mm-hmm.
we got dropped off. But like that next morning, that hike in itself was pretty tough. And then really the second day, which is when I have my on all fours getting sick. And that was just after 2 days of water, but we had several long hikes in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I watched season 1 5 times in its entirety. I kept a journal, and that went out the window. That was gone. I was like,
It was no help.
No help at all. Nothing. And you're trying, and you start forgetting things like when they did X or Y, and you're thinking, okay, like, I don't know. The only thing that you kind of really figure out is they really, even up to episode 5, they really don't do anything like back to back. So they did give us a day in between. This is why like each episode we're seeing is typically 2 or 3 days in the wilderness.
Okay.
And so that was one good thing. But let me tell you, it takes a full day. It took a full day to recover from most of those hikes.
Because like potato, I can't remember, Doug. Did you get you got a full potato, right?
I got the sweet potato, the big one.
Yeah,
how did you eat it?
I got back, and that's another thing, you know, in my own defense, I'll say I got the ferro rod, I got the fishing gear, and I got the blanket on day 3 from the boys, from Dayton and Alec. The next morning I started a fire. We've been 5 episodes in. You still haven't seen me actually start a fire, but you've seen me with the fire.
Yeah.
When we got back from the swamp challenge, I didn't get deceived, so I had the big sweet potato. I put that sucker on. I built a fire, put that sucker on top of a fire, peeled a little bit off, and ate that thing like a peach. And I do not eat sweet potatoes, so
I bet you it was the best sweet potato you ever had.
Amazingly delicious.
Oh my God! Like, so I know a lot of people are like, yo, that swamp was just like so thick.
Brutal.
And it was so cold. And Amy said Amy almost got swallowed up because she says she's 5 foot nothing. So as you're going through, one of the funny things for me is, like, I won't say funny, it was stressful, was that lights challenge.
Oh,
When you and RJ and Luke, but Luke wasn't far from his camp. You and RJ looked like y'all were far. Like, just from what we were gauging, like from the time you pick up stuff till the time you go back out, it seemed like Luke was pretty close to his camp. But you two, how was that night out there in the woods?
I'm telling you, leading up to that point, once you get like the lantern, then it doesn't really show up much on the episode really good, but you can sense that the lantern's dimming. There's no meter that says you're down to whatever, although they show that, they overlay it on the episode.
Yeah.
But as a survivalist, you don't know, but you know because it's dimming. And you're like, oh my goodness. Well, then the light goes out and you try, we're all carrying around a little iPhone that has no internet or nothing. It just videos us and sends it back to HQ. And the thing is, you try to use that for a light. I'm telling you, I could not see my hand in front of my face. That's how dark it was. Jeez. And so you have to make a decision. After stumbling and falling, you say, you know what? I can't, there's no way I'm going to feel my way back to camp. And for me, I really had no idea how far I was from my campsite. You can ask my wife. I can go to a place in Charlotte that I know exactly where I'm going to. And you know what I'm doing? I'm putting on GPS because I'm like, I don't want to do it.
I'm not risking it.
No, I have a more sense of direction. I tell people, I had GPS named Leslie Rogers before GPS was cool. She'd tell me where to go.
Yo, it's because you were like, I don't know about the compass. You were like, I don't know what such and such northwest was. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
it was brutal though.
So were you nervous? Like, I feel like I would be so paranoid that I wouldn't be able to sleep out there because it's so dark. There are critters and creatures.
Yes.
Were you able to sleep at all, or were you just like, I'm just gonna chill, and then as soon as day breaks, I'm gone?
Yeah, great question. I found a big oak tree and I curled up next to it and I did my best. I had my rain suit with me, so I put that on, and then I bundled up my little duffel bag and kind of used it as a pillow. I mean, to the best of my recollection, I think I did fall asleep, but I did not sleep good. And you hear cracklings and stuff, and it has to be an animal, so you're scared to death of that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I think it showed that next morning was like 6 a.m. RJ and Luke and I all getting up, and so it was rough.
The crackling would send me. I would be like, I'm done. Like, I don't know if I would have made it.
Because like you said, you're hearing branches break, twigs break. You're automatically thinking something's coming to get me.
I'm like, this is how I go.
And up to that point, I hadn't had a bear encounter up to that point.
Oh,
okay. So, but when I was at my campsite, those first couple nights, I could hear just the faintest air horn blowing. So I knew somebody up probably at campsite 12 or 11
Definitely
or 10.
Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen definitely. And then there's a couple other times of doing it, but so and they tell you, hey, listen, there's black bears. They told us you will encounter a black bear. Not you might, you will.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's always encouraging.
No, I would be so. Yeah, me in the wilderness. So the next part, that bird.
Mm.
We know that Amy knew how to field dress a bird because that bird was plucked to
the end. Yep.
That thing was clean.
So how for you did you like what was the bird situation like for you? Because I'm curious, like, have you ever dressed a bird, like field dressed a bird? Like, what was that whole process for you?
Yeah, for sure. So that's a couple of things that I did for my prep work is I did get ferrule rods off Amazon once we knew we were going. So I burned through one whole ferrule rod stick just practicing.
Oh, wow.
And I got into my second one. And then I watched a ton of YouTube videos on rabbits, squirrels, ducks, everything for field dressing. And so I knew when I got back to my campsite that next morning, I pulled my grouse out. And I just took a little slit across the back of its neck, and it peeled off like a bad sunburn. That skin comes right off that bird.
Oh, Lord.
That would have wore me out.
Yeah, and I'm a big Thanksgiving Day turkey smoker, so I smoke a bird. Obviously it's in the comfort of my kitchen, but I just kind of cut away. So let me back up. In that challenge with the grouse, when we made it there, we got the grouse, we got a fry pan, we got a knife. And we got the container, the bear-proof container, right?
Yeah.
And so I hadn't had a knife up to that point. And so I used that knife, obviously, to cut the bear, and I I field dressed that duck, and I carved the meat out. And interestingly enough, I just put a little bit of water, some clean water in there, and kind of like almost like boiled the meat.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was chicken. I was like so psyched about eating it. And I think there's a shot of me kicked back, laying down, kind of munching on this grouse. And I'm like, tastes like rubber to me. I got no seasoning. I was like, oh man, I am not ordering this.
So it was not good.
Yeah, no, it was not good.
Oh,
dang. But it's protein.
It was protein.
So did you eat your whole bird in one shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have had to suck it up. I would have had to suck it up. I'd have figured it out.
That's what I did. Yeah.
He said he peeled that sucker back. Listen, there are certain parts of this I know I am not built for.
Mm-hmm.
One is the darkness, and two are the animals. I don't even like killing bugs in my house. I make my husband, I'm like, hey, there's a spider over here. Like, I don't care if he's in another room. You're going to address said creature. I don't fool with creatures. So I don't know how well I would have fared out there. So
that is crazy.
If you had to say, like, up until this point, because we're gonna get to episode 5, because I really wanted you to eat the rest of that steak because that thing looked delicious. But up until this point, what has shocked you probably the most about seeing your boys and how HQ played out with your boys?
Oh, that's a great question. First and foremost, I am super proud of my boys. Before, after, during the show, everything. I mean, these guys,
they were ride or die.
They went to war for me for sure in that house. It's interesting because, and I don't want to jump ahead, but we did plan for the bread. So season 1 had
Oh yeah, yep. I remember the bread. Yep.
And I told
Oh,
them.
they did mention that.
And Alex says it. I said, "God, whatever you do, get me to go last." But I think, going back to your question, LaToya, the big thing for me was I'm super proud and happy of things that maybe the viewers don't see, right? So there was one episode where I think, Paul, you was ready to go to cuffs with my sons because he was like, Dave was like, if Dougie ain't getting this, ain't nobody getting it.
Like they was ready to make sure nobody's getting anything.
Okay, let me throw some clarity on that episode, because the clarity is the 4 people. There was 5 prizes to be awarded, or 5 survivalists were going to get it. 3 of the 9 already sat out.
Yep, I remember that.
6 left. Okay, it was already unanimous decision. The 4 were already going to get fire.
Yep.
Right.
So there only left 2 people to get 2 people were going to get a crate: Dougie Fresh or Luke.
Yep.
And there ain't no way them 2 boys were going to back down against Team Luke, David and Danny.
Listen.
And so that's really who they were attacking. And it's funny because Dayton says if he don't get it, nobody's going to get it. But really, it was just Doug or Luke.
They were making sure Luke wasn't going to get anything.
Yeah. And Luke was in in their mind, Luke was in a stronger position than I was. So I was proud of that. But what I think, and this is why I'm saying that the audience doesn't really know yet, what I'm the most proud of the boys is the relationships that they built inside the house. I mean, so the boys are, I don't want to give anything away. Obviously, Double Trouble. So Emily and Carly are connected to the boys.
Yep.
Team Jessica Ray was united with my boys.
Yeah.
Eric was united with my boys. Obviously, we have a connection with Team RJ because RJ and I were the first 2 he was the first person I connected with in the field. Yeah. So, and what viewers may or may not know, Team Luke and Team Polly are aligned. They are.
Yes.
They are an alliance.
We know. We caught that.
Yeah. It may not be out there.
That whole thing, like my thing was, and we even talked about it last week. I was like, I don't know why. I just wish they would have targeted Luke over Polly.
Okay.
Because
we're gonna get into that.
Because I feel like for whatever reason, they're like, oh, we're gonna get Polly. We're gonna get Polly. I was like, y'all, Luke, you need to disable Luke, because right now he's sailing aside from
living in a 5-star hotel where he at.
Yeah. He's completely
an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's just I get it. Maybe it's kind of their gameplay was like, yo, knock Polly down. She's already down a notch. If you can just take her and then bump her out, and then you're just knocking it. You're just accelerating the piece of the puzzle. But I also think it's how if everybody or more people disabled Luke, then you probably have a better shot. Right. Because I almost think about it. This is where my Survivor brain goes, right? Because I'm a big Survivor fan. Yep. But sometimes people will go after the low end, but if you have enough people to go after that contender, because you don't want to be you against a strong contender in the end, right? So you try to do your best to knock that top dog down. So that was the one thing, but I'm not going to be mad because, you was comfy. I know you was I got a blanket and a sleeping bag. How excited were you? When you got
not upset with that.
Oh no. I was. I mean, I think when I opened that crate, and again now, when I opened the crate, you don't really understand the complexity of how everything played out.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I got a crate. What they don't show is I got an empty crate initially.
Oh,
and I got it.
So they didn't show the first crate.
No. And so, because I got an empty crate, like everybody else got an empty crate. And then the only one that had to put something in there, well, Roman gave up his blanket, but the only one that was going back and then back out to the wilderness was Polly's thing. So I didn't know. I didn't know it necessarily came from Polly, but I was super excited about it. And we had already, you could kind of sense being out in the wilderness. That night was going to be cold. The coldest night yet. I mean, we all knew that going into it. And so going back to your point, LaToya, I would say Luke, I think, and this is my perception of the HQ. I think that, well, first of all, you had Luke and Polly together.
Yep.
You kind of had Team RJ, Team Katie, Team Doug together.
Mm-hmm.
That was 5. So then there was 3 left. Team Amy, Team Summer, let's see, I got it right. Team Amy, Team Summer, and
Yeah, that's it.
and Roman.
Yeah,
Okay?
Roman. Yeah, yeah.
So I think Roman, in my watching it, Roman is so far ahead. Y'all got him middle of the pack. In my perception of Roman, because I did run into Roman a couple times up to episode 5 on the path. I'm going to the trial. He's already done with it. So this kid, I got him far superior. He's my rank number 1. Okay, Roman.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, this kid.
I'm not surprised.
I say kid. This young man, Roman, is athletic. He is exuberant. He is a motivator. He's motivating me as I pass him and stuff. So my point in saying that is the HQ people see all of that.
Right.
I think from HQ's perspective, their goal to use this power card was one with Roman. They didn't know if they could block it, which I think Emily says that to Lindsay.
Yeah.
He does.
But when you're actually playing this card, put yourself in the shoes of, I got one shot and I'm not going to blow this. And the one shot is I wrote down, Michaela says it. When they announced the power card, Michaela says, this might be an opportunity for a kill shot. So think in that mind.
Yeah.
There really isn't anything you can take from Luke or Roman that's a kill shot. It might make them uncomfortable. But to take Polly's sleeping bag, that is a potential kill shot, knowing that it's going to be the coldest night. And so put that in that perspective that it's a game, and we're going to take this sleeping bag, and we're going to hope she taps out.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally, I think, like, it's a part of, like, it's a balance between social game.
Yep.
And, like, so, like, you've got to be like, okay, because here's the deal. Sometimes it's okay to blow your social game in a moment where it makes sense, right? Like, and I think that's kind of, I mean, let's make no mistake, like, Daniel and David are not, like, they have zero interest in playing a social game. Like, zero whatsoever.
They are in it to win it.
Like, there's zero question. They are Team Luke.
Right.
Like, right. And so I think it's just kind of going into that. So I think it's very interesting in terms of, like, how some of that kind of played out. I do think, I mean, you saw we swapped you out with Polly in our power rankings, because I think she's on the brink, right? Where this is probably the first time we've seen a little bit of chink in Polly's armor as far as her mental game. Because I think up until that point, she had been solid. When I saw she cried at that steak, I was like, oh, she's.
So, and here's another thing. You make a great point, because last week y'all ranked her number 2.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else was ranking her number 2, which is why Double Trouble went after her. Because
I understand it.
Yeah.
I just feel like
it was so hard.
Yeah.
I think just because I get it, you're knocking out one of the power contenders. If you can knock out Polly, regardless of whether it was Katie or Team RJ, it doesn't matter who it was. Knocking out either Polly or Luke was going to be, I feel like it had to be the go-to move just because of how the game is structured right now. Polly losing that sleeping bag was basically the last straw for Polly because she doesn't have fire. She doesn't know how to use her fishing line, so she can't catch fish. Unlike Roman, I would have took either his fire or his fishing line.
I would have took his fishing line because that joker can fish.
Because, again, he can catch fish. You take a source from him to be able to eat, that plays with your mental. Because you can boil water, it's cool, but you can't eat.
Yeah, and he's I said he's a growing boy. Like you have boys, right? Like I have a 5-year-old, and I was like, where do you put an entire medium pizza as a 5-year-old? It behooves me because I have a daughter she's 17, she's a dancer, so she could put away some food. But when he was little, like when she was little like him, she wasn't eating the way he was. Like I've watched him just rail through a whole pizza. I'm just like, where are you putting this? So I can imagine. Like Roman, because he's still young, like I think taking that fishing line.
We've seen that he can fish and he can catch.
You know what's funny is there's been a ton of chatter online, and nobody has brought up that point. And that's probably one of that point is probably one that I would say if you could rewind it. That's what I
would have done.
100%.
Oh, I would have taken it. I would have taken it
because the blanket is cool, but I think he could still survive in the cold with what he has. But if you take a source of way to eat.
You're exactly right.
I mean,
that's gamemanship right there.
like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like, I would have been like, sorry, bro, I'm taking your
Because like,
fish.
and that's the thing, like, because with Amy and Summer, we've seen that they all drink the lake water because they can filter it. So taking away the ability to boil is cool, but you can still drink the water somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But if you can't eat,
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I think it's because I think about it kind of two ways too, right? Because even when you're eating, you're burning energy, which means you can generate some level of heat, right? And so your food is digesting, he's getting food. Even if he catches one fish a day, he's getting more protein
and
than
calories.
all of y'all.
Yeah.
And he got a steak. And you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so I mean, he got the little potato, so that thing didn't last. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have taken his fishing line out the gate. It wouldn't have been a question.
That would have been the first thing.
That would have been the first thing to go. And so when I thought about it, I was like, okay, cool. You could take Roman's blanket, but if you take his fishing line, and I know they have an alliance with your boys, I probably would have gave you the fishing line versus giving you a blanket because you already had one. That would have probably been the gameplay, and it probably would have went over. Probably would have went over well with Roman's people, but at the same time, I feel like you wouldn't have imploded your social game in the process.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You having the blanket and a
I love
sleeping
your
bag.
reaction. It was so awesome.
You were like, listen, I don't know where I got this
I don't
from.
know who did
but
this,
thank
but,
you.
Yeah.
Like you were, and then again, like you said, it went down to a freezing alert. Halfway through the episode, you got a freezing alert that it was below 0, and you're over here like, not me.
So,
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I guess I owe Team Polly a beer. That's what I said I would pay for.
Yo, your reaction was like, he was like, sweet, man. Like, I got this. Yeah. So I know one thing Summer mentioned, she was like, I feel like I never got warm, regardless of how when I was out there. Was that like a thing for you too, where you just like cold the whole time?
Yes and no. So certainly when the sun went down, I had a unique campsite in the sense that I think in episode 5 last night, when we get back, there's a shot of me with my shirt on and I'm in my boxers and I'm kind of walking. And I think I say, well, I've been waiting for this sun. So the way the sun rose, so if you're standing and looking at me and laying in my shelter with the fire pit out in front, directly behind my shelter, there was like a rock ledge that was like two-tiered rock ledge. So almost like a bench.
Oh, nice.
And then it was about a 4-foot drop down or a 3-foot drop down to this old dried up swamp. But the sun rose from that direction. So by 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and certainly up till 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun would shine on that area. And I'm telling you, it was magnificent.
So you go up there and get toasty.
Yes. Yes, I was.
I ain't mad at that. So let's talk about the steak for a second.
Oh,
Doug. Now listen, your boys did what they did what you told them.
They followed the rules.
Yes,
they followed the rules, and you left that steak on that plate.
Well, I've already told you that by day 2, everything went out the door as far as my plan.
This is correct.
We had code words. We had everything.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
I had phrases built up. We had studied and memorized phrases. So if I said, I haven't seen green grass for days, they would know what that meant, right? They would know I was hungry, or they would know I was cold. And all that went out the window. But specifically to the steak, that was our plan. Our plan was, be last. And I watching it last night, I am shocked that nobody challenged him.
No,
said, no, we want to go last. Nobody else had to. I guess nobody else had the same idea that. You remember in season 1, they really showed a lot of talking through the trustworthiness.
Yep.
And I told my boys, I said, I don't care if you paint me as the ruthless son of a gun that ain't going to be trustworthy. Make sure I'm last. Well, Alec and Dayton accomplished that, but
without hesitation. Like there was no fight back on them.
Nobody questioned it. Like nobody said, I wonder if they planned for Dougie to go last so he could eat the most. But at that point, I think they already had the last place secured. Anyways, so then now you're hiking again 2 miles, 3 miles to where this I mean, I cannot put into words the magnificent sight that each of us survivalists came upon when you hear the fire crackling, you see the smoke, you see this steak on this flat rock that you're like, I honestly think I'm dreaming. I thought I was in the desert, like being a water hole or something. Like it was just unbelievable to me. So of course you go up to it and it says, you got a printed sign that says, hey, only one person is going to win $250,000. You better eat as much as you need to last to the end. Well, I get down on my hands and knees and I'm looking at the steak. And again, the camera doesn't show it, but what was left of the steak, there was this grease outline, which is why I do the knife and fork. I'm like 1 person, 2 person, 3, 4, 5. So the only information I have at this point of who's left is the raft challenge. So I think there's 9 people left. I didn't know there was 8 people left. So but that only leaves one more. So then when I'm looking at the outline of the steak and I see that in my mind, only 50% of the steak is gone. That's what I'm thinking. And so I'm like, okay, I should be last, but what if I'm not? What if somebody else had the same idea? What if somebody else what if they had to negotiate their way and I was 7th out of 9, or I was 8th out of 9? Because I'm still thinking there's 9 people. And so when I just quickly do it, I mean, I take a little sliver and then, hey, I'm even going through out there. I think I had the thinnest slice of meat of anybody.
You did not take a lot.
And I was last. I mean, that thing was no bigger than my pinky, I promise y'all. And so
there was a lot left.
Listen, when that thing hit my mouth, Paul, let me tell you something. I said, I don't know who this guy or gal is that made this steak, but they are balling. It was the best steak. These mouths.
It was seasoned to perfection.
I mean,
it looked delicious. Like when I saw the butter, I saw the butter on top and it was melting. So was it still hot by the time you got it?
It was warm. It was perfect. It was really perfect. And it was like, LaToya was like, you prepared it for me and let it rest for about 20 minutes and then started slicing.
That pink was still good in the middle.
Dude, I mean, unbelievably good.
It looked, when we sliced it, and when we started episode 1 and she sliced that mug, I said, oh, they serious about out here. I don't know what chef they done got. They done put a sear on it and that butter. Yeah. Oh, my God. Like,
the temptations that ran through my mind.
Listen, though, shout out to the production team, because season 1 to put a loaf of bread out there and move to that steak.
That was savage.
You could have given me 20 guesses at what, if they said, we guarantee you're going to have a trial just like season 1 where we tempt you with an item to eat. There is no way I'm picking a 16-ounce ribeye cooked to perfection, seasoned, that will blow your mind. I'm never picking that. Never.
When you just gave us a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Season 1, they had this big old long piece of loaf of bread. But I don't know if the Texan in me would be able to take a sliver and walk away.
The way RJ looked at that piece of steak when he sat down, I for sure thought this is where it ends.
Well,
this is where RJ turns bad guy.
Yeah. What I'll say about RJ, what in the limited time, I feel like I really know the guy, and we've had a lot of conversations offline since the show. He's an amazing man. RJ is incredible. And but what I'll say, when he goes back to his campsite and he says, okay, I'm done with this. I need an RJ meal. I'm like, boy, don't you know? That's what I need. But I'm surprised he didn't take more. And I think it was Tanisha. When he says that, she's like, oh no, please don't. Please
don't do it. Don't do it, RJ.
No. Like the level of discipline and restraint, I feel like, but I think if anything, that would have been the origins of my villain story, because I also did think that didn't help Polly, right? Because Polly was like,
She was hungry.
Like the fact that she knelt over and cried after the first bite that she took. She was like,
that tells you.
She ain't had nothing to eat outside of that little bird and then that little fingerling potato.
Yep. Yep. And
See?
she owns a ranch, a farm. I mean,
Oh.
Holly's no joke, y'all.
That is
Oh, I
scary.
know.
Knowing what I know today of all the survivalists, and even looking at 5, and they didn't know this when they did. You wouldn't know this. Like what I know today about Polly, I know now. Taking her sleeping bag ain't gonna make her, but it was close last night. But she is a dang fighter, and but she knows the value of eating good steak. I'm gonna tell you that too. That's why she took that chunk that she took. But the other thing I want to kind of just hit on that is what was going through my mind is I don't really know where the boys are at in the house. And if I do eat everything and somebody comes after me, they going to be railroaded. And so that was a big concern of mine. And I thought it's if I said I got a 50-50 shot at being last, I'm going to err on the side of, let me just make sure that my boys aren't going to get run over or steamrolled in the house. Not that I think they would, but if I can sacrifice just a little bit more by not eating all the steak, it should give that some goodwill.
When I saw that squirrel take that steak away.
Oh boy.
That squirrel ate great.
I can't believe it. I was thinking, I didn't know squirrels even ate meat.
If they didn't, I bet you they did that day, because that thing looked
definitely
delicious.
became a carnivore that day.
Hey, that squirrel's ruined for life now, though.
No, listen, that joker, he probably
when
don't
y'all
like
doing
this
this again.
So when you think about like gameplay, right? Because you said you watched all the episodes and then kind of everything went a little bit out of the window. What do you think was surprisingly hard for you? Like up until episode 5, up until what we've seen, what was surprisingly hard for you that maybe you thought would have been a little bit easier?
You watching season 1, even though they I remember them saying like the deer count, the down deer, right? In season 1. They flash it up on the screen, the overview map where they got everybody pinned out, and it'll say 2 miles, right? Yeah. When I'm watching that, you can't comprehend 2-mile hike. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
That's that day 2 to episode 5, the hikes are ridiculous. So, and let me explain it to you. So where you're sitting right now, if you look to your door, if it would take you 5 paces to get to your door, the way the wilderness was set up for us, not that it's set up, but the way the wilderness is, that 5 paces was actually about 50 paces, because it would take you east to go west, to get to north, to go south. And you're going up inclines, under trees, over trees, down this, down that. I mean, at this point, episode 5, when I have to go somewhere, it is like you don't think you can even lift your legs up. It's physically exhausting. I think in episode 5, they did a really good job of showing a snapshot of everybody and how many calories they burned in the last 24 hours. Well, I mean, up to episode 5, we've had the grouse, we've had either a sweet potato or a little fingerling potato, and then I had a little bit more because I had the 2 cans of tuna and an apple. The boys, right? And I spread that out. Summer, last night, if you look at Summer's picture, she hadn't eaten in 71 hours. I don't think she even ate the grouse. I hadn't really asked her about it, but I don't think she ate it.
I think she ate it. When we talked to her, I think she ate it, but I don't think she did not care for it.
Okay. So then that was almost 3 days before last night's episode. Summer was the longest. Summer's note said 71 hours of no food.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's crazy. And so I think that, and I consider myself to be kind of mentally tough, and I think, I think I show, but I'm still, I mean, I look at myself now in the first 5 episodes and I'm like, dang, you weak, son. Like, what are you doing? Get up, get around. Now they don't show a lot of us roaming and stuff like that, which we did that. But I think the overall hiking on basically no substance
is tough,
because even though I had the tuna, the apple, the grouse, and the sweet potato, I mean, that's burned, and that was burned, and that's gone. Yeah, that's already gone. Yeah, that's gone. And so there's nothing else there. I think the one thing that really kind of helped me was I constantly I just drank as much water as I could. And
Mm.
I would so by this point, by last night, you got 2 canteens because we got that backup canteen when we got the
Right.
sweet potato
Yep.
and the swamp challenge. And so I'd keep one full and one boiling 24/7. I mean, I was always just
smart.
consumed, yeah, because I was just thinking, well, if I just keep drinking water, hopefully that'll fill my stomach up, and I'll be ready to go. But yeah, I mean, that them hikes were tough.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Well, and the thing is, like, because I watched season 1 as well, right? And I've talked about it with the other contestants, how much season 1 had in comparison to y'all, because they gave y'all nothing, like nothing, like in comparison. And so, like, I could imagine just like, I mean, even with the bread, right? Like, that was a big piece of bread that they got versus that steak. I mean, what, 16-ounce steak? Like, on a good day, I could probably just rail that by myself, right? Like, or at least close to half, if not more, right?
Yeah,
like,
You're taking a good nap afterwards.
And then having to hike back.
Yeah. So put that in perspective. We're in episode 5. They showed was day 10 and day 11.
Yep.
So I mean, think about what even I've had, which is probably the most. I mean, I didn't catch. I did fish. I never caught a fish. They haven't showed me fishing, but I fished. Didn't catch anything. But like when you think about the totality of what I've had through episode 5, that's not even your dinner.
No.
And this is the thing, even hiking, because you're saying you're hiking 2-3 miles, maybe even more, to get to the steak. So all the calories that you're burning and all the energy that you're burning just to get there, and then just to get a sliver of a piece.
Let me tell you, I promise.
All that you just ate, that little piece of steak, by the time you turn around, is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I promise you, that would have been the start of my villain arc story. Because I promise
you thought Polly's piece was bad.
Listen, I promise you, they'd be like, and this is where the villain story begins.
The thing that you were worried about for your boys when it came to the steak would have happened.
It would have happened.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
I would have happened.
Well, I can tell you, if I'm going back out there, I'm eating all the steak. I don't care if I'm first or last.
It looked delicious. It's funny. One of our listeners, he said, the calories were burnt on stress alone. Like
just thinking about how much to eat, you burned up enough calories. Just sitting there looking at this wood stump with this rock, and it's just like, do I take the rest of it or not?
Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
I was going to say, just for the audience's sake, the other thing, because there's a lot of chatter online about, and I don't know if anybody covered this yet, but that safety told us going out there, stay away from mushrooms, stay away from berries, because you're not experienced enough to decipher if they're good or bad for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I was the same way. When I watched season 1, I'm like, man, I'll do that easy. That ain't nothing, And I'm a big fan of Survivor, been watching it for a long time, and it's different. Let me tell you, it is different.
Well, I mean, we gauged that after Eric tapped out, because Eric was like, Sandra was like, yeah, he talked all that game, and then he came from there. Yeah, no, and that's so we're going to be covering Survivor starting this week. So
awesome.
It'll be y'all on Tuesdays, and then we'll cover Survivor on Thursdays. But like, it's just very interesting, just in terms of like how I think the perception of it's really easy to armchair quarterback, right? And we only know what they show us, right? And so it's really hard to sometimes gauge, right? Because like I remember talking with Amy last week. I was like, yo, why was everybody so mean about you? Like, and early on, she's like, yeah, because I had a house and a door and a match. I was like, oh, because they don't show us that. They just show like people are like, nah, she's okay. She don't need anything. And we don't know that, right?
Yep.
So it's very interesting, just like how different it is. And while I'm saying we've got a couple of people watching live who are chiming in, make sure if you have questions for Doug that you ask them. We want to be able to answer them. One of our listeners said, I might want some steak for dinner tonight after we talked about it. Yeah, but like it is tough because like you can do as best as you can to kind of prepare, but nothing technically would prepare you for what it is, right?
Because you don't know what's going to happen once you get there.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, so, I mean, you can just look at it and see, like, I mentioned the shape that Roman's in. You mentioned Eric. I mean, they're like 3 hours. They're about 3 hours east of me. They're in North Carolina as well. So we've already, had a couple events where we've all been together and had a good
Yeah.
time on the show. So they're friends of ours. But there's a couple of things. Number one, you could be an avid hiker, right?
Yeah.
But if you're an avid hiker has typically got plenty of water with them. They got protein snacks, they got bars, they got this, they got that. So that impacts it. But do not sleep on and this was one big takeaway. One of the biggest takeaways for me in life, which is first of all, you guys are seeing less than 10% of our life. Think about it. Every episode's about 48 hours. You're going to see 45 minutes.
Right.
Okay. Before we went out to the wilderness, I have a daughter as well. She graduated Auburn War Eagle, and her name is Savannah. And she came home to say goodbye to us before we left.
Yeah.
We stayed up late that Friday night till about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And she said, you're going to struggle out there. And I was like, whoa. What? I mean, you coming at me already? I ain't live yet. She's like, well, I don't mean it like that. What I mean to say is you can't stand being quiet. Like, you got to talk.
Yeah.
When she's good, I got a mouth. I'm social. I love the social aspect of life in general. Right. And she said, it's going to drive you crazy being alone. I said, girl, you are out of your mind. I'm so ready to go out there and have a little vacation. Well, as I told you, first 36 hours, everything went out the window. Do not sleep on being alone, which is why you see Katie talking about books, you see Roman talking about basketball and singing, and you see Polly weaving baskets. You will literally go stir crazy because from the minute we wake up, and we're getting up at like basically between 6 and 7 every morning, not because you have to, just because you do.
Yeah.
And then you spend the next 12 to 13 hours alone if there's no trial. And you can roam around all you want.
Oh man.
But there are some boundaries for you. But like, you can go down and sit and ponder your thoughts by the lake. But by day 3, that gets pretty old too.
Yeah, you've pondered everything by day 3.
Okay, I don't solve.
You done seen every square inch of your camp.
100%.
Oh my God.
And so that's that. And so now we're like, when you think about season 1, and you think about where we are, we're 11 days in now. So, as a survivalist, I'm thinking, okay, I can, I'm halfway through this race now is what's going on in my mind. You don't know it for certain, but you think that. Yeah. But that isolation, I mean, I think especially with the raft challenge, like that raft challenge, when everybody saw each other, I think you could definitely sense the excitement. This craving that was answered by interaction with another person, right? Like it was like, oh my goodness. Like, I mean, it's been, however long it's been since I've seen another person. This is amazing to me because there's nobody out there. Don't think that there's a cameraman by your campsite, because there is not. There's
you guys have a remote
there's
camera.
GoPros. Yeah. There is no people out there.
Jeez.
It's just you 8.
So that was
the hardest.
Oh, I know that I'd probably just they probably like, you need to shut up. I probably would start with my life stories and make up songs about everything. So one of our listeners said, did you have a toothbrush? She says, I think about the steak stuck in my teeth. I know I'm thinking about the wrong thing, but still, like, there's no toothbrushes.
Yeah. No, I mean,
no
toothbrush. I think there's a shot last night of
Amy with the stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul, you're exactly right.
Oh my God.
Switching.
There are just certain things. So like because you talked about being isolated, right? So you go from basically at this point, it's just you in the wilderness. And then eventually you go back to life, right? What was like the hardest adjustment, like after going back? Like, was it just like now, because you go from nothing to peopling, a lot of peopling. Was that like an adjustment, or you were like, whew, like I'm happy just to be back around people?
Yeah, I didn't. I would say I didn't have a real hard time,
Hmm.
getting come back in. What I will say is when we finally got back home, we did keep it on the down low for about two
Hmm.
days. Like we weren't advertising that we were home by any
Yeah.
stretch. But again, even though we were home, nobody knew why we were gone. They just knew we were
Oh
gone.
yeah.
We were doing. Even my closest friends didn't necessarily
Yeah.
know I was on. I was going to be on extracted. They definitely didn't know I was going to be on extracted. They just knew I was gone for a long period of time, and so we kind of kept that on the down low for a couple of days. I think the appreciation from my wife certainly was
Yeah.
magnified. Like, I mean, like that was a big one for me. Les and I just celebrated 33 years of being married. So,
Let's
I'd never been away
go.
from her. Yeah, never been away that long. And I got 6 grandbabies. Dayton and Alec
Oh,
both had 3 kids.
oh,
So
listen,
that was,
we know
So I
about
know
y'all.
you had
We know about you
we know you had
grandparents.
separation anxiety for sure.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
my dad will be gone for a weekend,
yep.
and he'll be like, "I ain't seen my baby." I'll be like, "Sir, you live 5 minutes away. I'm coming. I'm gonna pick him up from school because I ain't seen my baby."
Listen,
Yeah.
parents love their offsprings, but it's something about when them grandbabies come
Them
along.
grandbabies come. I don't. First of all, it's body snatchers because I don't
Yeah.
know what parent. I'm convinced there's a body snatching gene that happens because I don't know who my parents are with the babies. Like, wait.
You're just a host to their babies.
Like basically, my dad has said if I knew grandkids were going to be that great, I would have
Mhm.
skipped y'all. I was like, first of
Oh,
all,
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. He is not pulling your leg.
Jesus Christ.
Because you can give here's the beauty of it. You're not responsible for disciplining them, really.
no,
And even if they do something that's a little bit kind of off out of line, you're like, it's just a kid. Don't worry about it.
Not my problem.
I got a real good buddy of mine, Joe, that I do a podcast with. It's called High Top Conversations.
oh yeah, we have
And
to check that out.
and we talk about that. We say, like, man, I'd smack that kid as soon as I got a chance when it was our kid. But
Right.
that grandkid doing the same thing, you're like, whoa, 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 take it easy, pops. Like, relax. Come on, leave that kid alone.
Like it is one of those things that I have definitely like in my life. So my little he likes Mr. Boom Boom. He plays bucket drums, right?
Okay, that's awesome.
Loves Mr. Boom Boom, right? My mom went and bought this boy a bucket and some drumsticks. And like, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, he been playing them ever since he got at the house. I was like, okay, cool. She said, I got you some for your house too. I said, whoa,
Didn't ask
Kimosabi.
you. Didn't ask you for that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Crossing the line.
So like in my house, growing up, my mom would have never got me like because he's literally in their house playing bucket drums
Yep.
in the house. My mom would have been like, hey, take that outside. Like,
Yep.
With
that's not
Olivia, so when me and Maya started dating and we started doing marriage counseling, her mom watched Olivia the first time we had marriage counseling, and we told her specifically, "Hey, we're dropping her off around like 7 o'clock. She might not eat dinner, so she might eat at your house. Please, whatever you do not stack up on sugar. Whatever you do, because she's 2.
Yeah.
in sugar.
We come back. It ain't been like an hour and some change. We see a pack of Oreos, Cheeto Puffs, 2 popsicle sticks wrappers on the floor, 2 juice boxes, and a bottle of a Sprite. I'm like, Mima, what are we doing? She goes, this is my house. I'm like,
You send them home. You send them home. No, so I definitely could. So you mentioned what was because I think you, at the end after you had the steak, you said when I get home,
oh yeah.
you said I'm gonna.
Did you do it?
We
What
did.
did you have?
We
What
did.
did you have?
So what we had. So when we get when the show wraps up, I had like half a 6-inch steak and cheese. But when I actually got home, I had my lobster bisque. I had my steak. I don't know why I was saying lobster bisque, baked potato, and cheesecake, and I left the steak out. But I had lobster bisque, I had steak, I had baked potato, and I had my dessert of a cheesecake, and it was
So you
delicious.
had a meal.
I
Yeah.
bet you that thing was probably like the best
Oh.
thing since sliced bread up in that
Oh,
thing.
so
Like
good, so good.
With seasoning.
Mhm. Yes, wasn't no grouse. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yo, when I saw that thing, I was like, first of all, I don't even know what kind of bird this is. Like, it
Mm-mm.
looked sketchy out
All
the
I saw
gate.
was black. I was like, this does not look okay.
Well, hey, imagine opening that crate and I mean, there's a dead bird in this crate. They didn't
With
really
the broke
talk about
neck.
it. They just said, "Hey, you're gonna have some protein," and I was like, "Oh, this is a little ooh." Then you take it back and you gotta field strip it and cook it. And I'm like, well, can I get this takeout? I mean, where's
They
Uber
said
Eats?
they said it's
You couldn't at least field dressed it for me.
not well, because season 1 they got a deer.
Yep.
It was just a deer that they had just cracked open, and like so you go from a deer
To this ugly bird.
Yeah.
to this bird because like the funny thing with the deer was it was basically who got the best instructions
Yeah.
and was able to get there the fastest in season 1, right? And that depended on how much meat you were able to catch. But
Mhm.
everybody got the same bird, right? And I know
Main
they said
obstacle.
it stunk. It was
Yeah.
it
I'll
stunk pretty bad.
I'll tell you another thing about that bird in the night. So now think about this. Number one, the average survivalist hasn't got a ton of experience with that compass and a map.
Yeah.
What was weird, so when I was near where the crates were, we'll say just hidden,
Mm-hmm.
there was this huge bush, like heavy trees and everything. And by this point, you kind of got a little bit more comfortable with the compass. And I'm like, my crate is saying it's straight ahead. I mean, I don't understand. Like it's nothing but bush straight ahead. Well, in that instance, like I remember Summer coming down around, like she had already been to the crate,
Got it.
and so I'm like, "Are you done? Are you done? Or are you going?" She's like, "I'm done. You're real close." And so then I just was like, "Okay, 95 north. I'm heading straight. It's got to be up this." And it was a little bit of a hill hump, right? So
Yeah.
it turned out I could have went out and around, which was the way Summer was coming back. But I just pushed through this brush and I literally get my arms through it and pull it open and I could see all the crates. And so
Oh,
I
nice.
landed on them. But when it's black, you're trying to save the light. So I'm turning the light off. I'm trying to look in here and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? I mean, there's an animal in my crate. But it was, of course, a dead grouse. And then you pack all that stuff up and you get out of there. And of course, we already know I didn't make it back. But
Yo. So like as you're going through all of this, did you know how to read a compass? Like if somebody gave me a compass right now, I would be lost.
So for because of the instructions that we had, I would say reading the compass was a little bit easier than what would normally be your case.
Mhm.
And the reason why I say that, let me back up. My mother sent me a compass before I went out to the wilderness, and she said, "You better learn how to use this thing." And I said, "Okay." So I played around with it. I mentioned I had the ferro rods from Amazon. I did those, and I did a bunch of YouTube videos. What I'm saying about using the compass, which was easier in this element, was because on the map, they give us instructions that say head on your compass, the reading, it said 95N, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now think about that. If you don't have the instructions of 95N, and let's just say you could decipher from the map that you had to head north,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know specifically what direction, because the compass, I remember it was like, it went up to like 120 or maybe 140. And so there's a, so if you think about if you think about an arrow, there's an arrow that's stationary.
Yeah.
And you want to move the compass to where the arrow would be over 95 north.
Oh,
and so as long as you're traveling 95 north, you're going to where you're
headed. Yeah.
where your destination is. However, again, if your compass is telling you to go straight and there's a brick wall in front of you, what you gonna do?
You got to go
And
around.
there wasn't there was obviously no brick wall out there, but I'm saying the forest was so dense that you couldn't stay on 95 north. So then you would adjust it a little bit and you'd kind of go a little bit, you'd be traveling west, but you're still looking at your compass going, I got to get back to 95 north. So then you'd have to turn it all the way back around. And so, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, it's insane. Paul, do you have any more questions for Doug?
I just seeing everything that you've up to episode 5, right? And you're seeing everything. And let's just say you're watching it. What's your biggest takeaway about what you've seen your boys do and what they've been able to accomplish for you in the sense of like, you knew what they were capable of because
Yeah.
they're your boys, right?
Yeah.
But this is a whole new atmosphere, not just for yourself, but for them, because they're playing the game.
Yep.
And it's the strategy behind it. But seeing how they're working and how they're trying to do what's best for their dad, and then them watching you on this screen just struggle, getting sick, getting lost, and just,
Yeah, that was tough.
going through like, what's your biggest takeaway up to now? Just seeing how the show is unfolding, watching yourself do everything all over again.
Yeah. I think it's probably two things. The first thing is they're not being swayed on extracting me based upon my physical appearance or the things that I'm saying, right? So we had a pact. I don't care. It don't matter what Dougie says. You do not hit that button, right? Kind of like Sandra said. Sandra said she ain't pressing that button, and she didn't, right?
No, she didn't.
Button. And so that was the pact going into it. We said, like, if we're all going to take time away from work, time away from our families, we're going to ride this thing to the end. Yeah. And so at this point, at episode 5, there are some moments that I would not have blamed them for extracting me, right? Based upon what they were witnessing. So one, I tip my cap to them for not extracting me. Number two, I would say it's the way that they're conducting themselves, and just really, you don't see a ton of it, but you see it in little bits and pieces. But they're really trying to find out about the other people, to learn about them, and to form genuine relationships with them. Right? Because I'll tell you, I was super skeptical. Being a fan of Survivor and Amazing Race, you hear all these stories. People are like best friends, and I'm like, I don't get that. Like, I don't understand that. I got friends from I'm 56. I got friends that I was high school with. I'm still friends with it. But that's a lifetime built to get to that point. I'm telling you now, I'm a believer. And so what they were experiencing in that house to form the relationships that they did is impressive to me, watching it, and then knowing it about them, because you can get lost and you can be hyper focused on just your survivalist. But as you mentioned, LaToya, then you're going to blow your social game up. Yeah. And you can't, like, in my mind, you have to have a balance. Yep. And right. I think the audience kind of sees that now through 5 episodes and watching season 1. There's no way for them to, let me think. So the raft challenge, they sent us the instructions. Yeah. They were able to put little notes on there and things like that. But like, there's rules and guidelines at production, so they can't give away a lot of different things, but they can give you bits and pieces of it. So you don't really know how they're performing in the house. So to watch it back now and to see that they have these relationships that are starting to build, and then of course the relationships with the families that have already been extracted. Yeah. Still talking to those people now.
That's pretty cool.
And that is the biggest win of everything. Is the fact that we have a friendship with Team Eric, with Team Katie, with Team RJ, with Team Jessica Ray. Like, these people are our family now. I mean, it's pretty special.
There's the concept of what they call shared suffering.
Yeah.
Right? It's a real thing.
Listen, trust me. Yeah. I've been deployed for 15 months. Trust me.
I appreciate
the struggle and the sheer just like, they're look at y'all for 15 months straight.
Yeah, shared suffering will bond you at a level that a lot of people aren't normally like. It's like it's also like the premise even behind like CrossFit, right? There's a shared suffering that happens that instantly kind of bonds you in a different
You're in this boat together, regardless of what the end result is. Y'all are all here together.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
you think about that. That's the premise of Navy SEALs, right? I mean, that is why the most elite of the elite is because of that, bond. But it's crazy. I just love watching it. The other cool thing about it is, we don't get any preview. We don't get episodes in
So
advance.
y'all watching the cuts like
It's
everybody
live.
else.
Yes. And so for me,
Oh.
heck, I don't even remember what I was doing that day. But now I'm like, wait a minute, did I do that? Did I say
I remember doing that.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy.
I will tell you that it does make me feel a little bit better. Like I told you in the beginning, we had you at a front runner. Like if you go back and watch our first episode where we talked about,
I remember.
I was like, yo, Doug's our guy, man. I remember it. And then I was nervous. We had got a little nervous for you in between, but like, it's just been fun. Just like, even just watching these evolutions and these stories, turn. And I think I love, like you're saying, like the balance between the most annoying and smartest thing that Luke's brothers did was they came out and started as villains. So there's never a question of who they are. Right. Yep. And as a fan of Survivor and even Amazing Race, like if you establish yourself as that, people don't become surprised and you can just basically continue to just undercut people because that is who you are. Right. Like
you get away with more. Yeah.
Yes, you do. And I think it's like one of the most annoying but smartest gameplays of all, versus kind of coming in where I think the whole situation with Katie's team was because they had kind of been middle of the road, middle of the pack, and then they make such a big move.
Huge.
It's a massive move, but like had Luke's team, had Daniel and David did that, people would have been like, that's on brand, right? Like that's on brand for Team Luke. Like nobody would have been shocked.
Yeah.
But to go in and implode your social game the way that they did at that point, that to me is like, him and I were talking even before the show. We're like, oh, this is about to tip the show.
Mm-hmm. Like, in our opinion, we thought Katie was probably in the sweetest spot in the sense of
she was
where they were at. Like they were doing Katie was doing what she was supposed to do to survive.
Yep.
And Carly and Emily were just making sure she had enough to survive.
Yeah.
But after last night,
jeez,
just like what happened with you 36 hours in, all that went out the window.
Yeah. That's a great point. It's a great perspective when you do it. The other funny thing I was going to say is you mentioned that about David and Danny. Mm-hmm. Well, there's other subtle things that's going on in the game too. If you remember last night, there is a point where Dayton says, man, we're going to have a target on our back. Because at this point, it hasn't happened yet. But Dayton, Alec, Emily, and Carly have already had the conversation of what they're going to do or what they did. Yep. So Dayton already knows I'm getting a sleeping bag. So he says, we're going to have a target on my back. And then David, just in the background, drops this little seed like, man, that's a big game move. I don't know if I would do that this early.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
We said the same thing.
If you had that power card, you would have ripped anybody up, the same way.
No, and it was so funny. I was like, either this move was so crazy that even David said that they would not do it. I was like, either they're capping or like it really was. Like I said, like it was one of those
interesting
things.
Move.
Yeah. I would expect that from Team Luke. I would not have expected that hard of a gameplay from Team Katie.
No. It was a shocker to me too.
Like I was shook, but I was like, yo, Doug is sitting nice. So like literally we were like, oh, it's going to be a shakeup in our leaderboard. Cause we started the leaderboard last week. Cause I was like, this will be fun to see just like our perspectives. This is probably the closest him and I have gotten as far as like where we agree on rankings.
Because I knew there was going to be in my mind, in my gut, I was like, there's going to be a shakeup next week. Mm-hmm. It's like the way that episode 4 ended is like, there's no way that again, because you end off with a steak last week. That's the cliffhanger. It's like, this is not going to end well.
No, it's not.
But it's the sheer fact how it ended was not that I didn't expect it to be that drastic. Like I didn't expect it to be, well, this is problematic.
Oh, I think there's some clear lines drawn, right?
Oh, yeah. Like I think if nothing else, it solidified the alliances, right? Yep. Like at that point, it was like, yo, like, and this is where it's at.
Hey, I can just say I ain't mad at being a benefactor. I enjoyed that.
Up to last night, there was only one woman on this world that I had fear for, and that was my mother. Right? She scares the life out of me.
Right.
My mother. However, Molly scares the life out of me.
Listen,
Yeah.
That woman is like, do not scorn that woman because she's going to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
She's
was
coming for revenge.
yo, she was hot. Like that to me was just like I don't know, twin powers activated.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what and Bailey's a little fiery too, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
and so they got a little fight in them. And so that to me is like
I'm nervous for everybody else when it comes to Team Polly.
it's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. 3 people are going to be asking to be extracted. So I think I have at this point in the game because of how episode 5 ended, I don't think we're going to be able. It's hard to foresee who that is.
I
Like
think that's
Yeah.
what it's going to be.
I don't want to say I don't know.
I'm not going to say it though.
I think it's
You know-
they said
You know
3
what's
are going
funny
to ask.
is I really don't know. I
really?
really don't know. Yeah, because again,
Yes.
I mean, I try to make notes of like what happened, when it happened, and I'm trying to put these pieces of the puzzle together. And just because I don't want to, this is like me reliving the entire experience over again. So you don't talk like Dayton, Alec, and we talk about a lot of different things about the game, but we don't talk about what is next to come. We don't know that. And then it's like they've been real secretive. I think it was just yesterday that they finally somewhere online they announced episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mhm.
Right? There's going to be like March. I think March skipped. There's no episode. They skipped that Monday or whatever. I think I read something like that online. But so I think the season finale is like the Monday after Easter, maybe.
April 6th.
Yes, April 6th.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
we got it locked in.
We already looked at the schedule.
Listen, we got it locked all the way in.
Listen,
it's-
we is ready.
'Cause
Yeah.
I can't. I think the fact that they said 3 asking, I think it's going to be hard to gauge what 3 are going to be asking because yesterday's episode was such a shakeup.
Yeah.
Like, and so you're going into like, okay, it's cold, and so I'm wondering, like, is Summer? I feel like Amy's fine, just from and like we may have a little bit of an edge. I feel like as viewers because we've talked to y'all,
Yeah.
right? So we have a bit. We're starting to kind of get gauges for your personalities outside of what's presented for us,
Right. Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, maybe Amy is okay. It's going to be cold. I know Summer didn't like being cold. So there's a part of me that's like, okay, who is not going to make it through this cold night? Because that in and of itself, I don't think anything prepares you for how cold it is. out there,
No.
right? Like,
Something to be cold in your house with heat in it. And
Well-
it's something to be cold in the woods with nothing controlling what's happening outside.
30 degrees outside, sleeping on the ground cold. Even with the sleeping bag and a blanket, it's cold. And if you
Still
remember episode 1 or 2, Dayton says it on camera. Dougie's kryptonite is cold, which is why they're battling for all my stuff. But yeah, I mean, and I think on the episode, I think last night's episode, it ended with like, hey, here's what's to come.
Mhm.
Y'all saw that little rain coming in. We got a little
Yes.
storm moving in.
oh my gosh.
And listen, coming from somebody that's had major knee surgeries, I've had 2 ACL surgeries, so I know what RJ feels like. So now you're not only in the cold, but you got rain as well.
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you that. I'm telling you right now, that knee is going to be a problem.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
It's the rain. You know what's funny? Like because I watch all these Survivor shows. I'm a huge fan. I'm probably never gonna sign up, but I do love watching
Me
it.
too.
I do love watching
She
it.
ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it.
I am too bougie. I am Texan through and through. I loathe the cold. I don't even want to do anything when it's cold.
Yeah,
So but as somebody who's watched like Naked and Afraid, Survivor, right? All these different shows, rain for whatever reason starts to become a
Kryptonite.
deciding factor, right? Because once you're wet and cold in your shelter,
That mental starts to kick in.
you
fast.
start
yeah.
you
There ain't
start
no
to
going back.
yeah, there's so seeing I don't necessarily know if people are going to tap out like the way that we see it in the rain. I mean, in the cold. A part of me is wondering if they're going to tap out when it's raining, because that is the thing that you don't know how long it's going to rain.
Right.
Like there's no fire.
And then on top of that, if your shelter isn't like equipped good enough, that you're laying in wet dirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, I
cold.
mean, Jessica Rae had the tarp. She had the best setup.
So we're not
She
gonna talk
made me
about
so
Jessica Rae.
mad. I was like,
Yeah.
girl,
But I'm
you
just
had
saying,
some
when you
five-star.
throw, because again, it's cold. You don't have a lot of warmth. But like you said, once it starts raining, your fire is out of the question because you can.
Yeah.
The chance of you being able to cover that and keep it going is going to be slim to none.
Yeah.
And then it's wet and cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
brutal.
low key, I think they're trying to trick us and let us think that people are going to tap out because it's cold. But I think they're not going to tap out when it's cold. I think it's going to be the rain because that rain. I have watched rain take out some people on an episode. Extracted.
Listen,
Not
it takes me out, and I live in a house.
no. Listen,
I mean, I love playing golf, and if it's raining, I mean, some people
It's a wrap.
play golf in the rain. I'm like, why?
like
I,
why?
I'm not
I didn't
playing
want-
through
I
this.
got plenty of days to play golf. I ain't playing in the rain.
No, yeah. So like it's one of those things like Survivor, when you see Naked and Afraid, like all of these different shows, the second rain comes into play,
Mm-hmm.
It
people
changes everything.
people start to struggle because there's just it's actually funny because I was just watching a Mr. Beast video
Mm-hmm.
and like he has these, he's got this stuff on Prime and they spent I think like a week on an island and they were fine. It was rough, but they were
okay.
fine until it started raining. And these jokers, Mr. Beast was like, I'm so ready to go.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's something about the rain that just
Yeah.
kind of starts to tip people over into it because it's just, you just don't know. And it's cold.
No, I mean, the only time, you think about it, if you described rainy, that you say gloomy, right?
Yeah.
That automatically is gonna, but I would say the only time I enjoy rain would be on like, especially for you in Texas would be like super hot day. Maybe
Yeah.
the rain cools it off a little bit.
Yeah.
I can sit out on my back deck while the grill's firing up and I got a cold beverage in my hand and
Yeah.
I'm just hearing the rainfall. I'm okay with it then. I got
That
cover,
Yes.
Right.
But out there in the wilderness, you got nowhere to run. Yeah, that rain is not your friend.
No, it's
No.
not. So as far as, because you mentioned, I think you said you had a coat. Do you feel like you were, because I know that they assessed your clothing
Yeah.
before you got there. So do you think that you were good on the clothing side? Do you think you kind of made the right decisions?
I did. I think Jessica Rae kind of shouted out online where she did REI, which is where I went to get my stuff. And that's what they gave us like a 15-page pamphlet of approved, non-approved. The big things was logos. You couldn't have anything logoed.
Yeah.
But I went with a really good set of boots. In fact, they were the boots that Extracted Production actually recommended.
Okay.
And then I went with a really good jacket.
Mhm.
Interestingly enough, you've seen me for 5 episodes in my jacket, but I actually used the jacket more as a pillow than I did for an actual jacket. But one shocker, one twist was in the approved wardrobe was 2 pairs of boxers, 2 pairs of socks, 1 pair of thermals, 1 pair of pants, a short sleeve, a long sleeve shirt, a jacket, and a rain suit.
Yep.
Before they took us to the wilderness, for everybody, they took away your second pair of socks and they took away your second pair of underwear. So we had 1 pair of underwear, 1 pair of socks.
The whole time?
The whole time.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
That is
What?
diabolical.
And then think about it this way.
Oh no.
I got you got 1 pair of underwear, and the first challenge is the mud swamp.
So them things is
Dude.
dirty.
Yeah.
Y'all was all in your drawers out there, like what?
Y'all was in that thing thick.
Yep.
Yo.
So
That's
the only comeback from that was you basically strip down and put your rain suit on, and then you go wash everything out in the lake and you let it air dry, or you
But
let
if
it
you didn't
dry
have
over
fire, but some
You're
people
in
didn't have
trouble.
fire.
You're in trouble. Yeah.
So you couldn't even really dry like you. Oh my god,
That's
that is
stressful.
diabolical. Socks
Yes.
and drawers. It's like the like.
I mean, that's
Not my
the
extra pair.
that's the epitome of comfort, though. Too. I mean,
Right.
it's
Like,
like
you're out cleaning your old one while you're in your new fresh
Ugh.
one.
No, like that. Like it's so funny. Like I tell people all the time, it's like if I was rich, the one thing I probably would splurge on is I love a new fresh pair of socks, like out the
yeah.
pack. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
That would probably be the one thing I know it sounds wasteful, but if I could wear a new pair of socks every
Every time.
single day, that would be my one splurge if I like money was never an object.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
fact that I would have to wear the same pair of socks while you were
I'm not
out
gonna
there.
lie. I hate socks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like
no,
everybody
I
in there, we're 11 days in with the same pair of socks on, and they
I know
stink.
them things. I know them things smell like must.
Mhm.
Oh my God. And so now that adds in like another layer of like
Because that lake water could only clean it so much.
Right. Well, there's no, there's no soap. I mean, it's not really cleaning. It's just rinsing. I mean, think, you think about like, so you go, you take a towel, you take a shower, bath, you towel off, you hang it dry, you maybe use it a second time, but by the third time, you got a little musty smell there. That's
yeah,
a
you
towel.
gotta drop it. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to send it to the laundry room. And no,
Sheesh.
you can air your socks out. Let me tell you, Paul, they do not. It doesn't help. It does
That
not help.
is diabolical. That stressed me out.
Respectfully to everybody on the show, I'd have been free balling.
Yeah.
Because
There's a lot of that.
no way.
There's a lot of that.
Because again, I could give you like a day or two, of rinsing it in the lake after something, but after like 3-4 days, you're just like, this stuff. I don't want to put these nasty little underwear back on my body.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yo, that is so one of our listeners said Muddy Swamp after they took your extra gear and no fire is crazy.
It's nuts.
Like
It's nuts.
it's oh my God. Like I did not know that.
That
Summer
is unsettling.
neither Summer nor Amy mentioned that at all.
Yeah. That
That would have. You know what? Just extract me right now.
I wouldn't have made it on the show. I was like, yo,
Listen,
so they
I would have. I'm telling you, I'd have been commando after 2 or 3 days because there's no way you're putting them things back on my feet. Hell no.
well, because at that point, like, because I think about it also from a warmth standpoint, at least the socks. Because I feel like if your feet are like, if my feet are cold, it is hard to regulate the rest of your body.
You're done.
Right. And so then you go in, and so you probably got to be like, all right, well, I guess this challenge, I'm not going to wear socks because y'all have now had 2 challenges where you guys have basically been in underwear.
This is the thing. I'm at this point in any Survivor trial, I'm not putting my socks on because I'm not risking them getting wet.
No,
Yeah. Yeah. And that, and then even on top of that, you think about, all the hiking and stuff, right? So even you got dry socks on, what happens is you hike for 2, 3, 4 miles round trip. You got sweaty socks. You got sweaty socks. You got to get back. You got to take your socks off. You got to, if you have fire, you can go down to the lake. You can rinse them. You can hang them out.
Right.
If you don't got fire, what are you going to do? You're going to just air them out. And that's, that ain't helping anything.
Now, at least the fire you
is
can get
cold wind. That cold wind is gonna. Father God,
that is so bad.
Stressed out. That's another level of stress. Because again, like you said, Toya, if you can't keep your feet warm,
no, it's hard.
You're gonna struggle.
I struggle in my house if.
And this is the thing. I'm diabetic, so I can't have no wounds. No, I can't get infections on my feet. I'm cooked.
Yeah. That's serious business.
That's
that would have took me out.
Like that. At that point, I would probably treat socks and underwear as like this is the only time I wear them, right? Like
this is
I would
gold
probably
at this point.
Yeah.
Like, can you did you at least allow like because like I remember when we went to Utah, me and my friends we went to Utah. I had the nice thick socks that I could stick in my boots. So like they were great. They probably would suck wet though.
Yeah.
So did you have like at least thick socks, like thick warm socks? They didn't.
They were thick, but I think the problem with it is there's not a sock known to man that's going to withstand every day. You know what I'm saying? Like everyday use. To your point about it being a luxury, if money were no object, because the minute even if you take a brand new pair of socks, wear them, run them through the wash, dry, or bring them back out, they're different than a new pair of socks.
They are, right?
Now you've got socks that you've worn it for 48, it's not 48 hours, but you wear them for a full day. You take them off at night, you let them air out a little bit. You maybe wear them inside out, then you wear them the next, then where we're at now, day 10, day 11, them socks are worn out. They're
They
not worth
thick
wearing.
and musty.
Oh,
Oh my God, that just
but
stresses.
you can't wear the boots with no socks.
Yeah, no, because you
You're
get
gonna-
blisters. Yeah. So listen, Doug, we appreciate, like, it's such a treat, like, listening to you all and watching you all's journey. As always, we're just rooting for everybody. Like I
Yeah.
told you, we were you were one of our front runners out of the
You're
gate.
OG top.
Appreciate
OG
that.
top that, like,
Keep me
yeah.
at the top, yo.
Yo, listen, we was like, oh snap, our boy is back. Because if you go back episode, like I said, if you go back episode 1, we were definitely like, yo, Doug and Polly are gonna be the ones to beat. And I think that was like probably still definitely now that we know you got a little extra warmth. It's got a little bit more up pep in your step. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun just to watch the journey. But I will say, the more we learn about what you guys have done is so admirable, and it's just such a cool experience. Like I said, I don't know if I could or would,
Yeah.
but it is fun just as a fan of the show, just watching you all's journey with your families. And I know, like, we have feelings about certain people, but that's just because it's how it's presented to us. We think
Yeah.
all of y'all are absolutely amazing. And so we just appreciate you just coming and hanging out with us.
Oh, I love it.
We cannot wait to see how the level of stress you guys take me through.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, like, earlier, I was like, I stressed ate half a pint of ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the
This episode-
backstage.
I was like, this episode was too stressful for me.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all so much for having me on. This was such a joy for me, and getting to share a little bit about my experience with your viewers and meet you too. And it was amazing. I mean, and I will say this, because I will say what worked to my advantage is just being hard-headed enough. But to the audience, I would say, if you have any inclination of anything like this, because you talk about Survivor. I've been around 25 years.
Yeah.
I've been a Survivor fan since day one.
Rich,
but I never really had the oomph to get over to apply. And I didn't cover this, but Dayton actually applied for Extracted. Dayton was the one that sent his application in. They said, "Who's your HQ team?" He said, "My dad and my brother." They do all these interviews with us. They get us all excited about it. Then they go over to Dayton. They said, "Hey, you think your old man would go out in the wilderness?" And Dayton said, "Without question, yes." Never asked me.
Oh,
But I'm so
So
dialed.
you got voluntold.
I got voluntold. You are exactly right. Right, you hit nail on the head.
Oh,
But they've put us through all these Zoom calls, and we're so excited about being on it. Like, my boys are looking at me like, "You ain't got a choice. You're going out there, sucker."
Gosh.
That was fun, and it didn't happen that way with everybody, but there's a couple of teams that they do the old switcheroo. And I
Yeah,
think
we heard.
from a casting perspective, it's good to have. I think Roman was 21 and Polly was 59, so you got everything in between. So
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic watching you.
Oh, it's been so much fun.
And
Thank
it's been fun. Like, it was just one of these things that we just were like, we should check this out. And because I remember seeing season 1 and wanting to watch season 1. For whatever reason, I did it, and I was like, oh, it came back around. I was like, oh, let's watch it. And so, because Tuesdays we cover TV stuff. And so just to let you know how good this show is, we're both massive Will Smith fans. And so we started our season 2 with Pole to Pole. And we usually cover like a pilot episode of something. And we basically pushed Pole to Pole out and put you guys in our Tuesday spot exclusively.
I love it.
Technically, you're our first reality show review that we've had on the show, and it has been.
You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. I mean, that was the big thing. We got this chat group with everybody that was on season 2.
Yeah.
We got another chat group with everybody that was on season 1.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of like this family, if you will. But you guys instantly blew up when you started covering it. And so, I mean, we're all we're all scrambling around.
That's
Going,
all her.
I want to get up on there. I want to get on there.
Listen. Let them know we got slots open.
Yeah, no, yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, we're actually in the process of getting all this back actually loaded up into Spotify.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be fun, but like we've enjoyed every single second of it. And
Yeah.
if you're open to it, maybe you can come and be like a third partner talking through some Survivor since you're a fan.
I'd love it. Yeah.
I like just your thoughts on it because when I tell you, season 50 is going to be nuts because they have got the craziest hodgepodge of people. I don't like, I have no idea how this is going to shake out.
And I haven't watched Survivor in 15 years.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a good one to come back into, Paul.
Yes, this is probably
there's going to be some of this too. I mean, like
if they couldn't have orchestrated a crazier, like you've got some big personalities that they've brought from the last few seasons. They've got some OG people. So because they've switched, like there's eras of Survivor, right? And so you've got this old school, the old era, you've got the new era, and how they play very different socially. And then you're going to stick them all together. I think it's going to be firecrackers potentially out of the gate.
I believe you're right.
It's going to be nuts. So I'm excited. So we'll have to maybe bring you on a couple of episodes and like, we'll talk through the madness that is Survivor, but we just appreciate it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
You have a good one, man.
Y'all too. Bye-bye. Stay safe.
Thank you. All right. Ooh. That was fun.
That was really good.
One pair of underwear and socks.
Listen, I don't know if I could have survived as long as like that changed it. Before we say anything,
everything.
Olivia, hi. I know I'm late. How are you doing, Pookie Bear? I love you. Daddy loves you.
She probably
one pair of sock and one pair of underwear for the whole survival.
Diabolical.
Like up to that point of piece of information, I thought I could do it. Possibly. Even Olivia was like, "You could do this, Daddy." No. I don't know how long that changes things now.
No, listen, that changed the game for me. It's a different game now. Like that's not
the statistics have been altered.
It went from a 15% chance that I want to do this to 0. Like 0.0001.
Like
that's diabolical. That was diabolical.
I did not. That was not on my bingo card.
That was not. I don't know how Summer and Amy, how did y'all leave that part out, y'all? That was crazy. I would have quit. I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made the episode.
The struggle would have been really hard.
I wouldn't have made that episode, bro. Like, what?
And you out here 10 days with the same underwear and sock for 10 days.
Yeah, that's rough.
Listen, Art, I'd have been free balling every day. Because there's no way after like a day or two, them things probably got us stank.
No, these things are rough. Raunchy. But you gotta wear them. You're not gonna want to do that hiking. You're not gonna want to hike 2-3 miles.
Oh, you're chafing. You're chafing.
Yeah, like you gotta wear them. You gotta wear them when you're hiking. You're not
brutal.
Yeah, you're not gonna not wear them when you're hiking.
That is a brutal life.
You're not going to not wear underwear when you're hiking. There's no possible way. You would be when you get back to camp, that's another story, but there's no way.
As soon as I get back to camp, not only am I taking them things off, I'm pulling up a log right up to that fire and be like, I gotta dry off. Because let me tell you something.
Oh my God.
What we not gonna do.
Yo.
We not about to sit in some musty, stiff underwear and socks any longer than I have to.
Bro, that stressed me
I'm
out.
dipping them things in the lake, scrubbing the mess out of them, and putting them on some tree branches or something.
You know, Amy said she found, maybe I would use, like she said they had some mint, some pine. I'd maybe use some mint or some pine or something.
Listen, if I'm Amy, I'm using that smoker to dry off my underwear and socks. Because, baby, ooh, the stress.
That stressed me out.
I was
That-
not
That's tough.
one
That's tough.
underwear, one sock. Just one pair of socks. You got to wear
Ooh.
the same socks every day.
No, the producers was wild for that.
They was wilding out for that
They
one.
was wrong. They was good and wrong. It was so wrong.
Extracted.
Yo, what are y'all doing?
Y'all out here playing with God's children. He's not happy.
Yo, that was crazy. That was nuts. Well, with that said,
Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm confused. I don't know what to do with my life. But go ahead, let's wrap this up.
well, as usual, y'all, thank you so much. We count it an honor and a privilege that you all come and choose to hang out with us. Shout outs to the lunch crew. If you're wondering if you're part of the lunch crew, if you're watching, you're part of the lunch crew. So we thank you and we appreciate it. Also, special shout out to Doug and all the extracted contestants who've been coming and hanging out. Your support has been absolutely amazing. And we can't wait to see what is in store for you all for the rest of the year. And with that being said, Paulie, you can take it away.
All right, y'all. Today, again, what a wonderful episode today was. Dougie Fresh, thank you for stopping by and giving us all the backstories and all the goods and the uglies that happened on the show. Today was great. I enjoyed this, even with our jazz co-host today. Give it up for our jazz co-host. That's you.
That's not funny.
Either way, today was fun. Make sure that y'all tune in every single day. Same time, 12 p.m. Central, and around 2 o'clock, give or take on the day. But hey, tomorrow
Yes.
we back to wilding out, back to getting me upset for no damn reason.
Yeah, of course.
But hey, the end of the day, what you got? You got something to say?
Oh, I was gonna say we have a new segment coming up tomorrow.
I was like, what? Yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. It's not gonna piss me off. But either way, make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe to our TikTok and our YouTube to make sure that you never miss anything that we got going on in these channels. And at the end of the day, the world is a much better place with you in it. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Bye.
Bye.
Lunch Hour Podcast. To ignite, to inspire, to unite, bringing you the true, shining ever so bright. Join the discussion, be a part of the crew. Every single episode, something fresh and new. From the first bite to the last, we're serving up the best, putting every theory to the ultimate test. So leaning close, don't miss a single beat. The Lunch Hour Podcast.